Every year, the National Press Club hosts an author's night. Tonight, we're here with James Reston Jr., author of 14 books, including Warriors of God and Dogs of War. He has a new book out called Defenders of Faith, Charles V, Suleyman the Magnificent, and the Battle for Europe, 1520 to 1536. Let's start with the basic question. Who was Charles V and who was Suleyman the Magnificent?
Charles V was the Holy Roman Emperor, and Suleyman the Magnificent was the 10th Sultan of the Ottoman Empire. And the two came into clash in Vienna in 1527 and 1532. And it really was a clash of empires and a clash of civilizations and a clash of religions. So we think after 9/11 we were the only ones that ever had this experience of jihad versus crusade. But this is what I've been really doing for the last 4 books, is reminding people of episodes in history where Christianity and Islam came into conflict.
Now, what was the result of this battle?
Well, the result was that the Ottoman Turks, the Islamic forces, were stopped at Vienna. And had they not been stopped, what Suleyman the Magnificent wanted to do was go all the way to the Rhine River. So had he prevailed at Vienna, Europe would have been Islamic to the Rhine River in 1527. And so it's a major turning point in history.
And when you're working on this type of history, ancient history, what are your sources?
Well, I have an office at the Library of Congress, and the Library of Congress is the best library in the world by far. So there are always, I've found with this book and others in medieval histories, that there are contemporaneous chronicles, and those are the most immediate sources. Those are the ones that, are the narratives of people who were there. So that's what we always look for.
You talked about the correlation between 9/11 and this period in history. When you're doing this research, are you constantly reminded of that?
Well, of course, I've never done any history that wasn't in some way relevant to the current day. That's a kind of litmus test for me. And it just seemed to me after 9/11 that was really important for Americans to understand that they were not the first ones to have this kind of clash with the Islamic world. And it's important for them to know also what the pipe dreams are of the Islamic world and who their heroes were. And Suleyman the Magnificent, and I've written about Saladin in the Third Crusade as well. These are important stories to know.
What has your eye right now in regards to your interests?
Well, I could tell you, but then I'd have to kill you.
James Reston Jr. is the author of Defenders of Faith. Thanks so much.
Thank you.